In this video, we're going to talk about finding the other endpoint on the coordinate plane if you're given one endpoint and the midpoint. So if you don't know how to do a midpoint formula, make sure you go back and watch the video prior to this so you can understand how to find the midpoint on the coordinate plane. Now, visually, we can do this on the coordinate plane. I'm just going to make up some coordinates here. So let's say I have a point at 4, 2, and I know that this is my starting point. And let's say that I know that the midpoint of this segment is located at 2, 0. Again, I'm just making these points up for the purpose of this video. You can visually figure out what is going to be the other endpoint by using the slope. So if I want to travel from the yellow point to the purple point, I had to go down 2, left 2. If I travel again, down 2, left 2, I'm going to wind up at this point, 0, -2. And that right there is the other endpoint of this segment, where M is the midpoint. M is in the middle. So that segment is going to look something like this. But the issue, after I am going to visually do this using slope, the issue here is that I can't just always use slope. I can't count on the coordinate plane for every single question. And so I have to figure out, how can I do this algebraically? So I know that one of the endpoints is located at 4, 2. And right now, let's pretend that we don't know where this other coordinate is located. But I know it's a coordinate on the coordinate plane, and I'm going to call it x, y. The midpoint formula says I have to add together the two endpoints. Now, I can't do this, but I can say I'm going to try to add them together. So I'm going to write that I want to do 4 plus x and 2 plus y. The next step after this is going to be to divide both of these expressions by 2. When you do this, you're going to get the midpoint. And I know from the problem that the midpoint has an x value of 2 and it has a y value of 0. So I'm going to set my x equation equal to 2 and I'm going to set my y equation equal to 0. Now, I have to solve this. So this says something over 2 equals 2, which means I need to get this 2 out of the denominator of the fraction by multiplying the top and the bottom, or the numerator and the denominator of the fraction, by 2. When I do that, these 2's are going to cross simplify. I'm only left with 4 plus x equals 4, so x equals 0. I have to repeat these same steps on the other side. So I'm going to multiply the numerator and the denominator by 2 on both sides. That eliminates the 2's there. Something plus 2 equals 0, and the answer is -2. In this next example, we know that the midpoint is located at 6, 0, and one of the endpoints is located at 0, 2. So I'm going to take 0, 2, and I'm going to add x and y to it. That's going to give me 0 plus x, which is just x, and 2 plus y, which is 2 plus y. Now, dividing them both by 2, because I'm finding the average, I'm going to set the x equation equal to 6 and the y equation equal to 0. On the left, what divided by 2 is 6? The answer is going to be 12. And then on the right, I'm going to multiply both sides by 2. And so then you get y equals -2. In this next example, M is the midpoint and the other endpoint is at -5, 7. So I'm going to take -5, 7. And to this, I'm going to add my x and y. That's going to give me -5 plus x over 2, 7 plus y over 2. I'm going to set my x equation equal to 2 and my y equation equal to 9. I'm going to solve these two equations separately. So the first one, I'm going to multiply both sides by 2. That's going to simplify to 1. I'm going to get -5 plus x is 4, so x equals 9. And next, I'm going to solve my y equation. 7 plus y over 2 is 9. Multiply both sides by 2 is going to give me 7 plus y is equal to 18. Subtract 7 on both sides, and you get y equals 11. So my other endpoint is going to be located at 9, 11. Here's the next example. You can go ahead and pause this and then unpause it to see if you get the correct answer. If you got -5, 4, that means you're on the right track. And lastly, here is another example. Go ahead and pause this, work on the question, and then come back to see if you got the right answer. And the answer is 18.5, -8.75. That's all for this video. As always, if you found this video helpful, make sure you hit like and subscribe. You can find this resource along with many others on my Teachers Pay Teachers, which is Math with B.